PrizePicks continues to add more lines for you to play while watching MMA, and the timing could not be better because this weekend is UFC 319. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my PrizePicks entry for UFC 319. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than any of the numbers you see on the screen, you slap a few of them together, and you can make a whole bunch of money. They'll even give you free money to play. They will give you $50, 50, instantly. And the only thing you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, use promo code WWP, you make yourself a nice little $5 entry, which I'm about to give you, and then you have $50 instantly, 50 in your account, ready to go to run it up. I mentioned they've added more and more lines, which is great. Because in my opinion, PrizePicks was sort of lacking with the options. But now they have added total rounds. They've added round one significant strikes. They've added some more options. The combo they added a little while ago. So let's jump in. Let's go ahead and build our entry for UFC 319. But get the damn free money. For Christ, it's free. WeWantPicks.com/prizepicks. Promo code WWP. Let's go ahead and start on the popular tab. It's a nice little shortcut. What the popular tab does is it shows you the most popular lines. It's not telling you what people are doing. They're not going to give away the secrets, but it's going to say, hey, people are attacking these immediately. One that jumps off the page to me is Dricus du Plessis, 20.5 round one significant strikes. I love the less there. I absolutely love the less because the first round is Khamzat's most dangerous round. There's not a single person on this planet that hasn't said, if Khamzat doesn't win in the first round, blah, 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 blah. So everybody universally agrees that that first round is going to be pure chaos for Dricus. Khamzat is immediately going to dive at an ankle, get a takedown, maybe control Dricus's back, maybe even finish him. But no matter what, in that first round, I don't see Dricus landing a whole bunch of strikes, especially significant strikes. If he gets taken down, these little pot shots to the back of the head and those aren't significant. Obviously, a significant strike is subjective. There's a human being going click, click on a clicker. But I'm loving this less. I think this is very easy. I also imagine that's what everybody else is doing, which is why we've got the fire emoji and why it is on the leaderboard page here. So we're going to add that. The other one that I absolutely love that was in my official entry that I built the other day is the less on Michael Venom Page's significant strike line. I think this fight probably goes the distance. If there is a finish, it'll be on the Venom side. And if Venom loses this fight, it'll be because Jared Cannonier was able to hold him against the cage and restrict the movement and hold him down. And if he's able to do that, then Michael Venom Page is definitely not getting the 53.5 significant strikes. It doesn't take a genius to run through his fight history and see that even in 3-round decisions where he is only striking, like versus Kevin Holland, like versus Shara Bullet, he doesn't get to this number. So now in a fight against an older, slower guy who's a little chinny, so MVP could win by finish, and a guy that's very big and has wrestling capabilities, so MVP could lose by being outgrappled, there's no way he gets the 53.5 significant strikes. So we're going to play the less there. You can stop right now. You can build this entry. As long as you use promo code WWP, they'll give you the $50 immediately. You can throw $5 at what I just put on the screen and then immediately get 50. But we're going to keep going. But if you want to stay here, stay here. I love this. I absolutely love this entry. Let's go ahead, work our way down, see what else they have on this screen, and then we'll hit the individual lines. The total lines for MVP, I trust the under on his significant strikes more. Carlos Prates, his round line, I'm not touching it. It should go over. Carlos has a ton of finishes, obviously, but Jeff Neal is tough as hell. I'm not touching the co-main event either. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico, too many questions. How good actually is Aaron Pico? How good is he? Because he's smoking people outside of the UFC, but once he gets here, let's see what we're actually going to get. So we're going to leave that one alone. Chase Hooper, 12.75 fight minutes. I do like the more there. I'm not going to grab it, but I do like the more there. And the rest of these lines are not exactly amazing. Right? Nothing jumped out at me as being ridiculous like these first two did. If we just look at significant strikes total, there's a bunch on here that are reasonable. Like I think the less on Bryan Battle's line is going to make sense. I think Bryan Battle is going to struggle with the range of Nursulton. Nursulton is 6'5". And I think he's going to struggle with that range. So then he's going to kind of rush Nursulton, try to hold him against the cage, and that's not going to bode well for him either. So the less there could make some sense. I'm not going to touch it, though, because we're building safe entries here. This is why we win far more often than we lose. We're building safe entries. But you want to build a nice long one? I like the less on Bryan battle. We'll work our way down. The Lupi Godinez fight, I imagine she's going to do a decent amount of wrestling here, so I'm not going to touch her significant strike line. We obviously already did the Venom Page one, so let's go ahead and work our way back up. Total rounds, this one I like. Now, the more on Bobby King Green is a great line, because I think even in his advanced age, even if they're being like knocked out in spectacular fashion, I think he's durable enough to get through 7.5 minutes. His opponent is also 40 years old. And while Diego Ferreira is very dangerous, both of them could sort of take their time to get their flow going. I like the over 1.5. Two tough guys, two sort of wiry vets. I think we're good with the over 1.5 there, so we'll go ahead and add it to our round line. Edson Barbosa, Jakar Close. The more is probably good there as well, but we'll leave it alone. Jakar Close has been getting dropped. Edson is old. We'll leave that one alone. MVP, I already told you we did the strike line instead. The main event, I can't touch the main event. I can't touch the main event. I can't touch it. We're going to leave that alone. Aaron Pico, co-main, we're also going to leave that alone. Let's go ahead and look at fight time in minutes. This is the same as total rounds. It's the same thing. It's just different math, and it sort of zeroes in, like 7.75. I mean, okay, over 1.5. We're going to leave that alone because McCall could get a knockout or he can get taken down and get submitted instantly. Significant strikes combo. This is a nice little addition. I love the more in lady fights. All this is saying is between these two fighters, this is how many strikes we're going to get. And anytime you get a fight where two of them are just going to get after it, instead of having to zone in on one person, just say, yeah, I know both of them are going to get after it. A few events ago at UFC 318, we crushed. We did the more on the main event. It absolutely blew past. I'm going to leave it alone because there's nothing I love here. For example, the main event, I don't know what the hell. That main event could end in 1.5 minutes, or it could be a drag them out war. You can't touch a giant strike line like this with those unknowns. Fantasy score, what I like to do with fantasy score is I love to hit the less on somebody I'm not that confident in. Michael Venom Page, 42.5. I do think he wins this fight. There is a potential for him to win by finish. If Jared was a little younger and wasn't getting just rocked, wobbled, and almost finished in all of his recent fights, I would do the less there because point fight decision win isn't exactly a high scorer here. So we're going to leave all of this alone. Obviously, decide on Hamzat. If you are positive DDP is going to win, then do the less. If you think Hamzat's going to win, the more is going to make a ton of sense there. So we're going to stick with the entry that we have. I don't love any of these takedown lines either. Loopy more is something I've been hovering over, but we'll go ahead and just stick with what we've got. I already have an entry built. The entry I have already built was the Michael Venom Page 53.5 under, the Bobby Green 1.5 over, and they have added the DDP 20.5 round one significant strikes. We did the less there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double down on my entry. I'm going to remove the King Green because I'm most confident in these two. We'll throw $20 at it and we'll submit this lineup. This is what I'm doing. If you like it, great. If you want to build your own because you hate mine, that's great too. Just use the promo code to get the free money. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP.